Hey, welcome to the #1 podcast in Texas. We're here, and we're doing it.
Welcome to Truck Beers.
Truck Beers.
Woo!
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm great.
I mean, I kind of feel like butt, but other than that, I'm doing good.
I'm sorry you got sick. I feel like I'm a little guilty of that.
No, my family's sick too. I think, sharing is caring.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't kiss you or anything, but I was sick this past week, and then at the show, I was on the mend, but like I had a moment Saturday night. At one point, I was like, I'm gonna die here. Like after the show and everyone were hanging out.
Yeah.
Actually, while we were doing the podcast,
when you were finishing up the podcast,
yeah. I was like, this isn't great. I was like, y'all gotta get out of here. I'm gonna die soon. I don't feel good, Dad.
Speaking of Saturday, that was a really good show.
Dude, it was the fucking tits. I really enjoyed it a lot. We had a lot of technical difficulties, but it wasn't nothing we could overcome.
Yeah, no, it was. I think everybody had some tech issues, which is weird because
our death row didn't. No, yeah, Mike had he took his ears out because he sucked. My ears sucked.
Yours just didn't work at all. They went away after it was a second song. You were like, bleh.
The first song.
The first song. Right?
Yeah, the first song was like, which is my favorite song to play live. That whole song is my favorite song to play live. And I couldn't finish it the way I wanted to.
Because you couldn't hear it.
Because I couldn't hear it, and my wireless cut out. Which, comes to find out, that might have been a Matt issue, not a technical issue. I might have pressed the mute button on my wireless.
That button should be a lot harder to push.
It should not be there.
Because the power button on my wireless is the mute button, but I have to it's recessed in the case.
Yeah.
So you can't just sorry.
Sorry.
I pushed the button. Sorry.
I get why there's a mute button, but also
that's what tuners are for.
That's exactly right. That's the only reason why I have a tuner on my pedal board.
Not for tuning.
Nope.
Yeah, just mute. Yeah.
What you get is what you hear, baby. No, I can't stand it when my guitar sounds like shit. That was another thing that was happening last week was my guitar was out of, the intonation was out.
Yeah, but you got that fixed.
Yeah, shout out Mutt Music. Shout out Mike Boring. If you listen to this podcast, you're a true gentleman and a scholar.
Let's shout out Death Row Bodine for closing the night out on Saturday, putting on a hell of a show.
They sound, their sound is so good.
Yeah, they sound big.
They all play through Kempers, and they're big, loud. Their frontman's, dude, he is good.
Yeah. Drummer's solid.
Yes. They're just a great band. I love their new T-shirt. I bought one. That's JFK getting his head blown off.
I bought a pen. It's on my hat. It's right here.
Yeah, it is. You also bought a Stella Veer hat.
I did not buy the Stella Veer hat. It was a gift.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, you and J-Fur got some kind of secret romance going on. He didn't give me nothing for free. I got Little Rodney.
Oh, yeah, that was not intentional.
Little Rodney's mine now, dude. Little Rodney is a 3.5-inch astronaut with his fingers pointing up like, look at me.
I did it.
And we're going to keep it in our road case. And every time we do a podcast, Little Rodney's going to...
I got to find a little bitty cowboy hat to put on Little Rodney.
Yeah.
Welcome to Texas. Now that he's a Texas native.
When he goes back to Louisiana, he just misses teeth and
so
has a meth problem.
I thought it was Boudin.
No.
So We All Perish put on a great show.
Yes. They're great guys.
I didn't really know what to expect because I
had no idea what they sounded like.
Never listened to them before, which
I
is
should
my bad.
do that more often, but I don't.
It was fantastic. It was really, really good. Stella Veer killed it. I thought your bass player was going to break the stage.
Oh, dude. Hey, where did you find him?
Yugoslavia.
Nah, dude. That dude, Scandinavian. That monster, that freaking... So
nicest human on the planet, by the way.
Greatest guy. Had a cool For Today tattoo on his arm, and I was like, look at you. I liked him a lot, but he put that stage to some stress.
And it held.
Thank God.
Yeah.
The whole time he was doing it, I was recounting us putting it together, did we do this right?
Yeah, right. Are we going to be responsible for this man's injuries?
Did I half-ass this?
Well, it wasn't. I mean, the stage was one thing, but it was the light truss that was bolted to the stage. I thought that thing was going to come over and smack him in the forehead.
I jumped right beside that light truss just to test it, to see what my weight would do with it. It moved, don't get me wrong, but it was 3 inches this way, 3 inches the other way.
Not 45 degrees.
He was cutting it
Yeah.
down to the floor. What a monster, man.
Great show, though.
Yeah.
All the other bands put on a fantastic show.
It was a great show, great turnout. Everybody seemed like they had a good time. It was cool seeing kids.
It was a really good turnout. Like, I didn't know what to expect because every other time we've played there, we've had like a...
There was people who came out of the woodwork for this show.
Yeah.
A lot of old, like, local legends.
Yeah.
What's his name? Chris from All That Remains back in the day. Not All That Remains.
My Remains.
My Remains.
Chris Sheehan.
Yeah, Chris Sheehan. He came out of the... I haven't seen that dude since I was, like, 16 years old.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Like, I didn't recognize him. He's a good guy because he has no idea who I am. And I was like, what's up, man?
Yeah, he's just a nice dude.
He's like, oh, how you been? I haven't seen you forever. Like, you don't know who I am.
Yeah, he's
You
just
don't
a
have
nice
to lie to
dude.
me.
So I told the story last week on the podcast. I was raised by my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my grandfather had a son. He had 2 sons, actually. But one of them was, like, fairly common to see around the house and whatnot when I was growing up.
Right.
But I haven't seen this dude in probably 22 years.
Yeah.
I guess that's not completely accurate. I saw him for a little bit when Dad passed away, but that was in 2004, so almost 20 years. Anyway, he was there.
Really?
Didn't know who the hell I was. I walked up, introduced myself, and I was like, "Hey, John." That's his name.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hi." And I introduced myself, and he was like, "Oh, cool." And then like 10 minutes later, he came back. He was like, "I remember you now."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the wildest thing ever.
He had to shift it in gear.
Yeah.
I had a friend that I literally, when he's like, you say you grew up with somebody, it's from like, oh, we met when we were 12 and we went through all teenage years.
Yeah.
Me and this guy were in diapers together.
Literally grew up together.
Yeah, like his dad and my dad were really good friends. His mom used to watch me, like, you know, while my parents were at work at some point. Let's shout out Jeremy Loftus. I was really happy to see you there, man. Like, it's cool seeing him. Like, we grew up together. We
Yeah.
have, I mean,
How long has it been since you've seen him?
it's been a couple months.
Oh, sorry.
Or so. We talk every once in a while. It's not like we've actually I mean, I wouldn't say we keep the best in touch, but I mean, we talk every once
Was
in a
this
while.
his first show?
Yeah, like this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He saw Ollie's the live video, and he saw me on stage sound checking, and he's like, "Look at them legs." Gotta get up there and say hi.
Nice. Very nice.
He did a great job.
Shout out Joe also for running sound for us.
Joe.
I mean, he's never going to listen to this podcast, but
No.
we did it.
That last podcast, we were looking at Joe, being like, "Look at this motherfucking vibe out right now." You know, shout out to everybody I told about the show and didn't come. That was really cool too. Chad.
He was there. He was on the podcast.
No, I'm talking about my brother.
Oh.
I'm getting so sick of that dude.
Well, yeah.
We're going to Halton this weekend.
He
right?
won't be there either.
He won't be there. He's an hour and a half, he said. I was like, dude, you live in Dallas. How is it an hour and a half away?
Well, I mean, if you go like all the way around Fort Worth and come back, it's an
Yeah,
hour and a
sure.
half.
That's not how that works, though.
No. I don't know.
I don't care. We're gonna play cool shows in the future, and there people are gonna like be like, "Hey, can we come to your show?" Sorry, man. Got to been there from the beginning. I don't know what to tell you.
No, that's not true. Anybody can come to the show, except for Chad.
No, they want me to pay for it. They want me to like let them in for free or whatever. I'm like, yeah, no, we're not trying to fucking run anything here.
Well, in a lot of the shows we play up in that area, we don't have that option.
We have nothing to do with it.
So, I mean, if he comes to a show here, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just being a little stinker.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Little stinkers.
So, like you just said, we're playing this Saturday at Haltom Theater. It's
a metal fest.
day 2 of the Haltom Metal Fest. And
It's a lot of fucking bands, dude.
I know. It's like 12, 15,
Yeah.
16.
If you're in the Dallas Fort Worth area and you're hearing this on a whim, like you don't know who we are, we're playing this Saturday. This is the 31st, be August 31st.
Yes.
August 31st. We are going on at 6:30.
6:15.
6:15. Yeah, get there when the doors open.
Yeah, we're the first band. We're kicking the whole shindig off.
They're giving us the keys to the city.
And I haven't listened to any other bands that we're playing with,
I
but
haven't either.
there's a lot of them. So there's bound to be something there that you like. And I don't know who's playing day one, but I'm sure there's also great bands there also. But it'd be cooler if you came to day two because that's when we're going to be there.
Yeah. And, of course, when we get there and we play, we're going to burn that stage down.
Yeah, we get to play on the big stage this time. We're not in that
we're
little living room.
I'm really excited about the big stage. It's a cool stage, actually. We played there in December, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
it was cold.
It was cold. Played there, and we had to play a weird side stage because there was a Pantera cover band playing the main stage. And we had, it was a pretty good crowd.
It was a good turnout. It was a tiny. It's like literally a living room.
It is a living room. But we seem to thrive in those conditions.
I've never met a stage I didn't love.
I will do whatever I have to do. I will do whatever it takes.
So, if you listen to the live from Ollie's podcast, we appreciate you. That was a little different. It was a little challenging in the mixing, so I hope the audio sounded good. I did listen back to all of it, and
I did too.
It sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah.
It could have been better, but we're doing what we can with what we got.
And that's really why we're doing this podcast, so we can excuse me, I burped. That's why we're doing this podcast, is we can talk to these other bands, get to know these people, that they're just not some song on TikTok.
Yeah.
You can actually hear the person, and they can tell you what their mindset is.
Right. And we may try and do something similar this Saturday. It just kind of depends on how all of it goes. I'm planning on bringing the stuff with me. So if we have, we were going to do one in Denton also, but it wasn't the right environment to pop out a podcast and
There's so much going on.
But this one, we should be able to kind of just, we may just sit down at the merch table and hang out and record a podcast, and
I'm fine with that.
We'll see what happens.
If you want to be on the podcast, come buy merch.
That's right.
Every T-shirt, you get 5 seconds on our podcast.
Or if you buy a T-shirt, you can talk as long as you want.
Yeah, we sold some merch Saturday.
We did, thankfully. That's
good grief.
Trying to get out of that debt hole.
That damn Buffalogo shirt is a winner.
I'm proud of that one.
I am too. I've got some other cool ideas for merch. I've got ideas for merch for this podcast.
We need to work on that.
I really have some cool ideas. I want to do a T-shirt that literally, it's black, white print that says, "Don't listen to Truck Beers podcast."
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like an anti-slogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of and then also I had another idea. You remember Mothers Against Drunk Driving?
Yeah.
But we call it Matt, but we make Truck Beers one word.
Yeah.
So it's Mothers Against Truck Beers, but it's also our name.
There you go.
Yeah.
So 1T.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got
M-A-T. Mothers Against Truck Beers.
Well, MAD was M-A-D-D.
Yes, I know.
So maybe we need another letter.
Mothers Against Terrible Truck Beers.
There you go.
Mothers Against Tyrannical Truck Beers. Mothers Against Tyrannosaurus Truck Beers.
We'll workshop it. We'll workshop it.
If y'all have ideas for merch, let us know. What would you buy?
I definitely want to do stickers.
Stickers would probably be the first route.
Stickers are cheap and they're easy. And quick to get. You don't have to wait.
It would be super cool if we had a beer logo, kind of like either Budweiser, Miller Lite, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's Truck Beers,
Yeah. No, I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be kind of neat.
It's kind of like that shirt that I has that says Mama
Tried. That's a
like
cool
the Miller
shirt.
Lite logo.
I freaking love that shirt.
My sister. I got that from my sister.
Oh, Miller Lite. They messaged me back.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, I'm going to read it to you, so if they listen to this, they can...
nice. I haven't heard this yet. This is
new to
breaking
everybody.
news,
I'm sorry,
everyone.
guys.
Breaking news.
Let me... So, I was commenting underneath Miller Lite's post, wouldn't it be fun if we got beers together? And I was like, wouldn't it be great if you fucking sponsored our podcast, Truck Beers? They said, reach out, send us a message, and we'll get back to you. So, what I wrote them, and let me know if this was too much, because it might have been. I said, "Hi, I'm co-hosting a podcast called Truck Beers, and we would love to be a part of the Miller Lite family. We're both responsible consumers of your heaven-like product. Please help our dream come true and give us a shot." They replied,
I don't think that's too much. I think that's. I mean, you got to kiss ass a little bit.
"Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, oh, these guys really like us." So they replied, "Not Miller Lite. Molson Coors sponsors various state and national events such as motorsports, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, Major Hockey League, golf, state festivals, state fairs, etc. Local promotions are generally supported by the distributors. If you're interested in local sponsorship, you can find the closest local distributor by checking your local telephone directory under beer and ale or beer and wine. Hope this helps." Fuck you, Miller Lite.
So that would be R&K.
Yeah. But that's not what I was asking for.
No, right, yeah.
I want Miller Lite
To be the official beer of the Truck Beers podcast.
Miller Lite's the official beer of the Cowboys.
Yep.
Miller Lite's the official beer of Good Times. Why can it not be the official beer of Truck Beers?
It's because they don't care about the little guys.
They don't. And this is the high horse I'm getting on.
That's why I'm drinking Busch Light.
This is the thing. I don't care really what beer it is.
Yeah.
I just think this is the podcast for a beer sponsor. I actually, Jason Kelsey has Garage Beers.
Yeah.
Him and Travis, his brother. I don't really care for Travis Kelsey, but his brother is a saint.
Yeah.
I think he's the coolest guy. I think me and him would get along great together. So he made a post, and I commented on there, like, wouldn't it be great if Garage Beers sponsored Truck Beers? I didn't know they already had that. This is the first time I was hearing from it, but I was like, yeah.
So that's their
beer brand is called Garage Beers.
Because their podcast is New Heights.
Yes.
And it's great.
Yeah. Yes. Look at them. They're just two Joe Schmoes playing in the National Football League. I don't know. I just want a beer to sponsor our podcast. It's not too late for you, John. Local beer, local folks.
Yeah, maybe we should reach out to some local
Maybe,
breweries.
yeah. For sure. True Vine would not be a part of it.
Maybe.
Our mouths are too dirty for them.
Eh,
They make beer for the
Maybe.
Lord.
that's true.
We make podcasts for the devil.
Well,
No.
I wouldn't go that
I wouldn't
far.
go that far, yeah. That's a kind of wild thing to say.
yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, that's. I was really disappointed. I'm still waiting on Lone Star. They haven't. They haven't said anything back to me.
Well, they sent you to their affiliate link, right?
Yes, and I sent them an email.
Which is the same people that own PBR and
Yep.
all those. Yeah.
Yep, they're the same people. I didn't know that, that was kind of cool to find that out. It's kind of a learning experience. Man, be easy with Rodney, dude.
He's for Hele.
Dennis is with us. You can't hear him.
It's because he's not talking.
Yeah, me and Dennis worked out just a second ago, lifting his freaking truck frame off his trailer.
I was there also.
Yeah, you were too. I'm sorry. All three of us.
Wow.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yikes. What a terrible person I am.
It's shake and bake, and I helped. What a jackass.
I'm not a good person, really.
Hey, so we do have a few questions, and by a few, I mean 3. You guys kind of dropped the ball this week.
What happened?
Everybody got it all out of their system last week.
You just blow your load on this question?
I guess. So, but what's funny is all of the people that asked questions this time also asked questions last time.
Yeah. It's like the people don't know how to ask more than one question.
Which is allowed.
They're NPCs.
If you were curious, you can ask multiple questions.
You can ask all the questions you want. I made a TikTok, and I want this podcast to be like a fan-driven podcast. Like, I want it to be fun. I want cool questions, topics to talk about, and I want y'all to be a part of it.
Yeah, otherwise you're just going to get a whole bunch of the same bullshit you've been listening to for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, if you want to hear a fucking 36-year-old guy talk about the same stories over and over again, welcome to Running with Giants, because that's all I do.
So we'll start with Mr. Justin Gibbons.
Gibby!
Gibbons's? Yeah, that's right.
Gibbons?
Gibbons question. He said,
Isn't there a monkey called a Gibbons?
It is a Gibbons. You're
Yep.
correct, yeah. What was the best/worst show experience you've ever had? And I'm assuming he's asking from...
For both.
Well, yeah, he's asking both.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming he's asking from a performance standpoint. That's how I took it.
I didn't take it that way.
Well, you can answer it your way, and I'll answer it my way.
You want to go first?
No.
Okay. Probably in my whole career, and I'm not just saying this because I'm in this band now, the best performance I feel like I've ever been a part of was that Denton show in December. I've played bigger shows with front of more people. I've had shows where I was like, I don't know, but that show was like, it was the perfect show for me.
No, yeah, I can't argue with that assessment at all because I've got to agree with you that, and this could be recency bias, kind of like what you were alluding to.
Yeah.
I've been a part of a lot of really awesome shows
Yeah.
over the last 20 plus years of playing, but I do think that was the show where it clicked.
That's
where this band really, I think, became a band in this configuration.
Yeah. That's when all five of us realized that, like, we're not individuals. We're all one unit.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's when this band turned into a band, not just a bunch of dudes playing songs together. Some of that has to do with the fact that we had to be around each other all day long, and that was kind of the first time we had to do that.
Yeah.
So we got to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah.
And for me, it was awesome because I'm the newest member.
Yeah.
So I got to experience a lot of the personalities of the guys that I didn't know as well for a longer period of time, other than just being at practice.
Well, when you came into this band, you were kind of like the link that tied me into myself a decade ago. That sounds like when I started in this band, I felt like I was like, I'm giving you a version of me that's not true to who I was as a musician. But then when you came into this band and we worked together and everything, I was like one part of me was like I was trying to impress you in a weird way. So like things were starting to stack up. Like no, I'm still the same Matt Smith, crazy boy on stage.
Yeah.
Now.
No, yeah.
It was a weird, because like the shows before that, I was just kind of in the pocket, trying not to mess anything up or embarrass people. But that Denton show, I was like, no, I am a wild boy.
Well, and we played in a room that was literally,
it's a living room.
175, 200 square feet. I mean, it was
Nothing.
tiny.
Yeah.
The only room on the stage was for the drum set, and
we were eye level with everybody.
And like half of our cabinets, like
and
my bass cabinet was on the stage. It was on the floor because there was no room for it.
The amp I was playing with was also on the floor. I didn't even use my pedals. I just plugged straight in. I was like, everyone's getting this tonight.
And everybody, like, crowd was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was another one of those like weird shows where there was stuff going on both stages, and they had it organized really well, so it was alternating pretty smoothly.
Right.
And they were literally herding people out of one room and into another room, which most promoters don't do. And this one was kind of cool because most people listened.
Yeah.
A lot of people would be like, no, I'm just going to hang out here.
But no, and like what was cool is like there was a respect gap because nobody wanted to get close to us because we were swinging.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was people that almost got hurt big time on that show.
I hit a kid that day because I ran off into the crowd. I hit a kid right with my headstock.
And when you say ran off into the crowd, you took 3 steps.
Yeah,
because it was that small.
Yes,
it was a very. It was almost like a house show, and I think that's why I liked it so much because it reminded me of like those old school 2000s, like the 2000 zeros.
Yes,
house shows that you would just randomly show up to, and there'd be like a freaking rager of a party going on, and there's a band in there just killing it.
Yeah,
and everybody's all over everybody else. There's no room. Like that's what it reminded me of, and I think that's why I liked it so much.
So Trail of Ashes played one show without our lead singer back in the day. He was still in the band. Nothing was wrong. He just didn't want to play this one show, and it was a house party. So Nathan Rafferty and I we sang the song, screamed them.
Yeah.
And it was probably the most electric, hell-raising show we've ever played, because we were drunk, and we acted like an absolute fool. We weren't trying to impress anybody.
Yeah.
We were there to
fun.
We were there to have fun and play.
You're part of the party.
And like the backlash from that show, like, was hysterical. But like, we were just, I don't know. We felt like a band.
Yeah, I get that.
You know.
Yeah.
We just acted nutty, and it was great.
So, I would have to say my worst show experience as a performer was probably when Johnny Pecker opened for Fuel.
Ooh.
At Clicks in Tyler, which is a fantastic venue, and this has nothing to do with Clicks or
They're
how
no
they run their
longer a
business.
venue.
Yeah,
That's
they're not.
sad.
They're not there
That's
anymore.
sad. That was a great stage.
But it was the tour manager for Fuel, so we were the opener. We had to be there at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
What?
Yeah, there was, I want to say 5 or 6 bands on the bill.
That's a lot of beer drinking time.
Fuel was, of course, the headliner, and then they had, I think, 2 people with them on tour, and then there were 3 locals / regionals, and we were the first. So we get there at like 2 in the afternoon. It's in the middle of the summer, and we got to wait outside for 45 minutes.
That's bullshit.
Because the doors, because Fuel's sound checking. Their sound check ran long.
Yeah, but you can't go inside and watch them?
They wouldn't let us. So we had to hang out on the back patio. They're not serving beer yet. Like, it's hot as hell.
You're sober and hot.
And just, like, I left work
On a
early.
show day.
Left work early to be there because it was on, like, a Thursday or a Friday night. It wasn't, like, a weekend show.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. Took off work early to be there. We get in, we load our stuff in, and everything's backlined. So we ended up having to, you know, we were a very active stage band.
Yeah.
We did not have much room because
Everything was already on stage.
Everything's on stage.
Man.
And we get through sound check, and everybody's like, all right, good. Oh, by the way, you've got 15 minutes. When it's your turn, you've got 15 minutes. If you go long, we're cutting you off.
Wow.
So we're like, okay, cool. We thought we had 30. Because that's
Yeah.
what they had told us when they booked the show. This is stage tour manager guy.
Dude, this is getting me pissed off already.
So we're like, all right, great. So we spent the next 30 minutes whittling down our set.
What is the most
So
dynamic 15 minutes
What can we?
give
It
you?
ended up being like 3 songs,
Yeah.
and we're like, you know, no breaks, no stops. You go song, song, song.
Yeah.
Hope you're in tune because we don't care.
Dude.
It was an overall very frustrating experience. It ended up being a really good night at the end.
Yeah.
The singer from Fuel actually came in and watched us play, which was kind of cool because none of
Yeah.
the other guys did. He was a cool guy, but it was one of those shows that leaves a bad taste in your mouth for playing big shows, you know, because you're like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. I'd rather just play local venues
Forever.
where I can just kind of have actual fun.
Well, I will say I don't think it's the act's like fault.
No, it was the tour manager.
Yeah.
100%.
I think these
100%.
dudes, I think there's some of these dudes, and I'm not trying to like piss off people who do this for a living, because they're just trying to do their job too.
Right.
And you're getting some local yokel. But man, you got to kind of vet these people out and realize like, no, I'm getting a cash crop of dudes that want to fucking put on a great show.
Right.
It
It was rough, but we did a similar thing when we got to open with we played with Nothing More and Fair to Midland, and there was another band that also
I
played.
love Fair to Midland.
And that was a phenomenal experience. Like they were all super awesome dudes.
Yeah.
They didn't rush us. They didn't have any expectations, but they weren't as quote unquote big as Fuel was. So it was more of a.
What year is this?
Oh man, I don't even remember. 2018? No. 2014?
Fuel wasn't that big then.
This was when they started going back on tour.
Yeah, but like I'm just.
In their
I
heads,
know.
they were big.
Yeah.
Because this was the original lead singer with his new band. This was not the
original
rest of the band
Right.
that went on and rebranded themselves as
Right.
Refueled.
Refueled.
And played the same songs. Yeah.
What would our band be called if we rebranded without like Josh?
I don't know. Probably something stupid.
I came up with a cool name at Denton for that, but
Yeah,
yeah. My worst show was your best show the Denton show? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I agreed with you on that one.
Okay, that's awesome. You probably have way more shows under your belt than I do.
Yeah, but I don't remember a lot of them because beer.
Me too. The worst show I've ever been a part of was at a Battle of the Bands at the 180 place in the mall.
I did one of those with Canary.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Ben Kinnemer. I remember that show very well. I was there at that show. I didn't know you, but I was there at that show.
Yeah, that was before we met.
Yeah. Nathan Rafferty played at that Battle of the Bands. My old guitarist in my band or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember there was a song like, "Oh my sister, how I missed you." Oh. My sister, how I missed you. That's all I remember from that whole night. It was such a catchy, like, weird song. This had to be about 5 or 6 years after that night.
That was just an overall weird venue because it was part of a church.
Yeah.
But they tried to make it like a scene.
But it wasn't.
But then, like, you couldn't drink in there.
Nope.
You couldn't cuss when you played on stage. It was like they invited all these non-church bands to play at this church venue.
Yep.
And if you didn't do what they said, they would turn you off.
Yep. Well, this was a Battle of the Bands, and I think actually, to be honest, if I'm really thinking things, I think Dennis was there too, and his band won that night because they were in a worship band. I don't know.
He's not listening to you.
No, he's not listening at all. He's on his phone looking at booties. My band back in the day, we were on a streak.
Was this Trail of Ashes?
Yeah, it was Trail of Ashes. We were on a streak. We were playing, like, every show we were playing, everyone was like, what the heck? Because we had a great stage presence. We acted nutty. And there was one song where we just played an open chord, like an open drop D, like chug. Did you fart?
No, it's the smoke.
Oh. I smelled ass for a second.
It's the humidity, Dennis. I apologize.
Strawberry shortcake. But, like, it was like an open D chug.
Yeah.
So the entire band that, like, played a guitar or a bass, we throw our arms up.
Go flex.
Give it a flex while we're chugging. Which is cool, right? I would think. If you had, like, a line of dudes and they're, like, in power stance and they're chugging and they're like...
Yeah, especially considering this is in the heart of the crabcore era.
Yep. We were dumb. Before, like, when we were getting our stuff on stage for this show, every show I've played, someone, like, would mic my cab to run through the system, right? And, like, the guy's like, we're not doing that here. And I was like, okay. But, like, that was one of my things. One of the things I said is, like, are we going to mic this? So the guy running the sound was also one of the judges.
See, I don't think you can do that.
Exactly. I'll tell you who it was after this is all said and done. You might remember him.
Okay.
So he was running the sound, and I asked, like, hey, are we going to mic our cabs? He's like, we're not doing that here today. Turn up.
So nobody was mic'd?
Mike was.
Just vocals?
Just vocals.
No drum mics?
No drum mics, nothing.
And that was a big place.
It was huge.
You needed mics on
exactly.
that stuff.
And it had giant subs on each end.
They had a banging sound system.
Yes. They had everything that you were supposed to, like, run good sound with. So there was that. the arm, and I did this one move I called the lumberjack. It's not a thing, but I would put my guitar north to south as fast as I could.
Yeah.
Like
you're
someone chopping wood.
Yeah.
As I was like headbanging. We play that show, lose our ass to a worship band. And like I remember, I swear it was Dennis. It might not be, but like he had this giant pedal board, and they were like playing like "Holy, Holy," but like the guitar was like wow, wow. It's so much effects.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I was like, yeah, if that's what your merit is, like that guitar having pedals, they won. But I felt like we put on a dynamic show. The paper.
I didn't have a big pedal board and I never played effects.
Then it wasn't you, dude. There's some other long-haired Mexican guy in Longview. Well, that's what you said the other day. There's another one running around here somewhere. But the paperwork that said why we lost was like he wanted to mic his cab, volume knob, ? This has haunted me as a person for a long time.
Why would you not want stuff mic'd?
Right.
As a sound guy, you need that
Right.
control.
So that was the first thing. So the reason why we lost was because I wanted to mic my cab. Second thing was like, what's up with this arm shit? Why are y'all flexing when you should be playing? What?
That's weird.
That is weird. The second thing was guitarist is acting too crazy on stage.
That's terrible.
And it was a guy named Steven who worked at Mutt Music. And I'll fight him. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Woo! I used to hate going to Mutt Music because of that guy. Seven was cool.
I think I know who you're talking about.
He had
If I saw him-
sideburns and spiky hair.
Yeah.
He looked like a rockabilly fart sniffer.
Yeah, he was the guitar guy back in the day.
Somewhat. He played the same blues scale when he'd show you guitars. At one point, he wouldn't let us pick up guitars. He's like, no, I'll play it for you. This is what... I was like, I'm going to Musician's Friend. I'm not buying guitars ever again.
He was one of those people that made you not want to support local businesses.
Never.
Yeah.
Not even a bit. It actually... I didn't go back into a Mutt Music until like 2018 after that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So real quick, just in case you were asking if it was best show, worst show I've been to not playing, I would have to say best show was probably, and this is going to sound dumb, but the When We Were Young festival 2 years ago.
That was cool.
That was
yeah.
cool. Just because I got to see a lot of bands that I've always wanted to see and never got to see and may not ever get to see again. And worst show I've ever been to watch it is any show that Taking Back Sundays played live, which was also When We Were Young Fest. But I've seen them a few times. They're not a good stage show.
They've never been...
No, they're great on albums.
Adam's a great guy. He's a great lyric writer.
Yeah.
Not strong.
He's a
in
good
the
front
live.
man. He just forgets to sing half the time.
I don't know what the worst show I've ever been to. Me and Dennis went to a tree show a couple of months ago.
Yeah, but that was like a local showcase. I
Yeah.
wouldn't count that.
I like going to shows. I can find good in all of it.
Yeah. Even the ones that Taking Back Sunday, whatever.
I've seen a lot of...
There's always good bands that play with them, so it's always been a good show. It's hard to go to a live show and have a bad time.
I think so.
Unless you're just trying to.
That's why you should come to one of our live shows.
Damn, Skippy.
If you want to see a couple of great guys love each other, put on a good show.
Maybe.
What do you want to do next?
Oh, I don't care.
So, Samuel Collier.
Close.
Collier?
Collier, yeah.
My tongue sucks.
Same last name. Spelled the same and all.
Guilty pleasure / genre.
So he commented on an earlier post, and I couldn't find it. I tried so hard because there was a lot of there's a I don't know. I just couldn't find it. But he asked a very. There was a lot more to the question than that, but that's what I remember about it, and it was because he's listen to us talk about the band and listen to us talk about each other. I think what he really wanted to know is there any weird, guilty genre pleasures or guilty band pleasures that we have that we don't share with the other people in the band.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I mean, we all listen to very similar things, but we also all listen to very different things.
I think I'm not saying this is like my guilty pleasure, but I think I'm the only one in this band that listens to like really, really hardcore death metal.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think Dennis listens to stuff but that's not my guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure is 90s rap.
Really?
I love the Wu-Tang Clan.
Well, they ain't nothing to fuck with.
Ain't nothing to fuck with. I love A Tribe Called Quest. I love...
Cypress Hill?
Yes. I love it all. Like, I love it all. But I also like really obscure rappers, too. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I would say mine has got to be like late 80s to 90s country.
Oh, I wouldn't call it, but like to me, that's not.
I know to you, like we're on the same page
Yeah.
as that. Nobody else will stomach it.
That's crazy.
Well, they're dumb.
Yeah, give me Keith Whitley all day. Fucking.
That's not bad.
No, that's. I don't know. What does that smell? Smelled something weird for a minute.
I think it's a skunk. So I hope that answers your question. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I couldn't find the original question. Hey, I'll tell you what. Repost it next week
Yes,
in its full format, and we'll
give
dive
it-
more into
we'll
it.
go more in
That's
depth.
my fault. I couldn't find it. I apologize for that. Hand up accountability right here. My
I'll
bad.
change my answer. It's ska.
Shut up. So the last question that we have for the night, and this doesn't mean the podcast is over, but this is the last question that we have, is from the one and only Brad Miles.
Oh,
And he says,
pizza, mummy.
if you could recommend any single movie to someone, what would it be? And then he goes on to say, my choice would be Raising Arizona. Every line is quotable. On a scale of 1 to 10, you got to see it.
This is a good question, and I also just want to say anything the Coen brothers.
It's
I
hard to
think
beat.
that movie was just Ethan Coen. It wasn't just the Coen brothers, like Oh Brother Where Art Thou Coen brothers. But like that movie is chef's kiss.
I think my recommendation kind of really depends on what day you ask me. But I think I have it narrowed down to 2.
I have it. So yeah, I'm in the same lane. Like, but if there's one movie that like I'm known to watch 1,000 million times, it's Tombstone.
That was mine.
Tombstone is my movie.
It's either Tombstone or Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That's a good one.
And for very different
So
reasons.
many, yes.
Tombstone's just it's hard to beat the movie as a story.
Yeah.
And then like you said, Brad, about Raising Arizona, every line's quotable. There are so many one-liners in Tombstone that like are just appropriate all the time.
There's so many one-liners that could be like a heavy metal breakdown call-out.
That's true. Anything Val Kilmer says.
Fucking
in the
Wyatt
whole
Earp.
movie. Yeah.
You tell him I'm coming and hell's coming with me.
That's right. I'm in my prime.
I'm in my prime. No, like Tombstone, that's the movie. But
Yeah.
like I could it's so many fucking movies.
It's those two for me. Like
Yeah.
if somebody says, "Hey man, if you had to tell me a movie to watch, what would it be?" I'd be like, "Well, what are you in the mood for? You want something that's like lighthearted and fun, or you want something that's like just a badass movie?"
Do you want a movie that's going to make your toe pop in your boot?
It's Tombstone.
Tombstone. Every fucking time. But
then
in the same lane as Coen Brothers, Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
a fantastic movie.
God.
Fantastic movie.
Perfect.
Sad.
So sad.
So sad.
So sad.
That's crazy that we had. I kind of thought we might have the same movie.
I wasn't expecting Tombstone. Like, I love that movie so much.
I think I wore out 4 VHS copies of that movie
Yeah.
before you could stream everything.
I have the collector's edition DVD. Like, I don't know why I have it, but I have it.
Why shouldn't you have it?
And yeah, no, that's right. And it's got so many like bonus features and like scenes they didn't add into it. There's a couple of scenes where like Ike Clampett is like getting his shit kicked in from like different ways, you know?
Yeah.
And like the director even says like, I know you wanted us to kill him,
We couldn't.
but he didn't die in real life.
Nope. That was the coolest part about that movie. Is
It was historically
it was very
yeah.
historically accurate.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those movies, like, you know, they take a lot of liberties with things just to make it a better movie. Those dudes just told the hell out of that story.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they did take some creative liberties, but
Well, you
for the
had
most
like
part,
this. Okay. You had these incredible actors. Like they can play cowboys real great, but freaking Sam Elliott,
yeah,
dude,
yeah, goat.
the goat. Jeez Louise. Bill Paxton,
Yeah, before he was anybody.
Val
Like that-
Kilmer.
Yeah, when he was skinny.
Jeez Louise. I don't know why I'm saying jeez Louise like I'm gonna leave it to Beaver.
Sorry.
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 Hey, Dennis, take this for a minute.
He's got a pee-pee. Dennis, what's your favorite movie?
Mine would have been Tombstone also.
Oh, dude, look at us.
Or Young Guns.
Oh, dude. Oh, my gosh.
As soon as Young Guns came out, my name changed to Chavez, and that went from junior high through as long as I could remember.
That is a fantastic.
Fuck.
The sequel sucked.
The sequel's terrible.
Yeah.
When they're tripping on
You see the
peyote.
size of that
Chicken.
cock-a-doodle-doo?
Good call, Dennis. Good call.
Dang, brother. You want to hold this microphone for me?
Did you ever watch Airheads?
I did not.
You gotta watch Airheads. It's a stupid, funny movie about a band that
Wait.
hijacks a radio station.
Wait.
Adam Sandler.
Yes,
Not Adam
yes,
Sandler.
yes,
Brendan,
yes.
Yeah, Adam Sandler's that. He's the drummer.
Yeah.
It's Brendan
Yeah.
Fraser, Adam Sandler, Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, that was in my heavy pot days, so
Yeah.
I don't remember much of that.
The Mavericks. Yeah, that. The Lone Rangers.
The
Yeah.
Lone Rangers.
No one's going to hear that on the podcast. Me screaming in the background.
You'd be surprised. These mics pick up a
These mics are
lot
pretty
of background noise.
Can I be honest with you? Today's been like a real shit day.
I hope you're always honest with me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is not worth shit.
This is like the anniversary of Dalton passing.
Oh man. Yeah, I saw your post earlier today.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's been like
brother.
a weird day.
I understand that.
You know, like one of those days where you can get into.
You get way in your feels,
Well, yeah.
way in your memories.
It's
Yeah.
it's just one of those things like where you think like I know what life looks like without him, but what would life look like if he was still here?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I get it. Yeah, that's tough too because
Sorry, I just like brought this to the place.
no. I mean, that's kind of what this is about, man. That's the other part of this podcast is like real life shit, you know.
Yeah.
He was part of your life for so long.
Yeah.
It's really easy to go back to that what could have been kind of a scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just been a weird day.
Yeah, I get that.
And like there was nothing like extra or nothing like that. It was a day.
Well, it's also important to remember and appreciate that though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you can't overlook the importance of somebody that used to be a part of your life that's no longer there for
Yeah.
whatever reason. In your case, it was the loss of a person.
Right. I just it's really crappy because like I know when everybody that's ever been important to me, I know the dates. Like I remember them.
Yeah.
Like there's not. My grandma's is coming up next month, and I'm not looking forward to that.
Well, let's do something that day.
Hopefully we're playing a show. Make it happen. We'll figure it out. We'll go
Even
play
if we're not,
Yeah, we'll do something.
me and you'll do something.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important to be with people that
Yeah.
care about you, that understand what you're going through
Right.
when you're going through stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that could be just me being sappy and dumb, but
No. It's been a weird day, and like I missed that big fella.
he was a good dude, man.
Yeah, he was great. He's so funny. When we were talking to all those Louisiana boys,
Yeah.
I said we go to Saints games. Like that was me and Dalton did that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the reason why I like the Saints is because of him. Pretty much. I used to be a Cowboys fan, and I just couldn't take it anymore.
Well, you can only handle so much disappointment.
It heartbreaking year after year. And then that was like after the 2009 Miles Austin and all that crap. I was just like, I'm done. I got to find a new team. And he's like, come to the dark side.
Eh.
Do you have jambalaya? He's like, yes. Yes, we
All of
do."
it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a Cowboys and an Angels fan, so I'm just used. I'm used to. Like, I don't know what winning feels like anymore.
You're an Angels fan?
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I have been since I was a child. I don't have really any reason for it.
Angels in the outfield.
Maybe,
That movie really struck a chord with you.
maybe I just wanted to be like Donald Glover's buddy,
I'd love to be Donald Glover's buddy. If I was
Danny Glover. Sorry, Donald Glover is a different person.
that's Josh Gambino.
Yeah,
I went with you.
I would
too.
be. Hey, that's okay. Also,
Yeah, I would love to be his friend. Shout out Donald Glover if you want to hang out. I'm here for it. We'll make music together. I'm not the best guitarist, but I can come up with something.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. You've got the best bassist ever right here.
You gotta quit telling people that. People are gonna have expectations that I just can't possibly hold up to,
Dennis,
unless you're talking about Dennis.
out of all the bass players you've played with, Matt Collier is like the best pocket bassist you ever played with, right? Best pocket.
But don't put that man on the spot like that. That's not cool.
No, it's not putting him on the spot when it's like the truth. Did you get any of that like rain earlier?
Oh, it poured at work. I haven't been home yet, so I don't know.
I'm really nervous.
But, like work, we got dumped on, which was great. It cooled off for a little while.
So I'm like really nervous about. I've got this weird canopy that thing comes off my camper,
Yeah.
but it's not. I mean, I don't think it's that strong. So like, if a really strong gust of wind,
I'll tell you what, if that elm tree is still up back there, your
Oh, shit.
canopy is okay.
yeah, the canopy's fine. That thing still hasn't fell, huh?
So I'm looking forward to next week because I'll be in Maryland.
How are we gonna do that podcast?
That's a good
You
question.
gonna call me?
Um,
You're not gonna bring all this with you.
I might bring some of it with me. We'll figure it out.
When are you leaving?
Monday night,
So Sunday afternoon, we can do a podcast.
maybe. I'm gonna have my kids.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out.
We can do a call in thing again though. I probably won't take the whole case with me, but I can bring most of it in my carry on.
Yeah. You're going to Maryland.
Merlin.
You're going to eat some lobsters.
That's-
Lobster.
That's Maine.
Maryland has lobsters?
The hotel we're staying in
Yeah.
is attached to the Ripken Field, which is the Orioles
Yeah.
double A or single A baseball
Yeah.
team. So like you can watch games from the hotel,
No.
but we're gonna go to like at least one game because they're home that week. It's the last week of their season, so we're gonna go to a couple
kinda-
games.
What kind of beer do they have in Maryland? I guess they have
All the same beers they have
all the
everywhere
same.
else, mostly.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought if you went to Maryland they didn't have beer. That was kind of a dumb thought.
They may have some cool like local beers that I would really be interested in trying.
I don't know anything about Maryland. I want to like shit on it, but I have no idea.
I know they got the Ravens. And they
Yeah.
got Jimmy's.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm flying into Baltimore, and then it's like an hour train ride.
Yeah.
North.
Baltimore.
Yeah, going to Aberdeen.
Yeah.
But the highs are going to be in like the mid 70s, and the lows are in the high 50s.
Yeah, you said that earlier, and you're like flipping me off. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope you have a heat wave when you get up there. I hope it's 110 degrees.
I hope not, because I'm going to be working outside all week long, like outside, not covered, just outside.
Don't do that. Yeah.
I don't think I have a choice.
I hope it's not that hot for you.
Unless something drastically changes based on what I looked at earlier today, I'm going to be all right.
I'm super. This is the time of year where I have like hope in my heart.
Because you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I can see cooler days ahead.
Yeah, I get that.
It's not gonna like.
We'll get that false fall though that lasts for like 2 weeks, and then on Halloween you're gonna be sweating your butt off.
You have shit. I used to bow hunt in October, and you would have like a couple days where it's like, oh yeah, this is nice weather.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, you're fighting mosquitoes and sweating your ass off.
Yeah, man. I just want all the bugs to die.
That's it.
Not the useful ones, but like the dickhead ones, like mosquitoes.
What's the point of mosquitoes?
I think to feed birds.
Sure.
I don't know. What's the point of a red wasp? What's the point of a fire ant?
That's what I'm saying. Why are we like not? Like, what is it going to do to our ecosystem if we just decimate this?
I mean, it would stop the spread of disease.
Malaria would be no more. Bill Gates is so worried about malaria. Fucking kill the mosquitoes. You got the money.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't know, man.
I'm with you on that one though. Like I don't like we're getting ate up by mosquitoes out here right now because we're by a creek.
Crick. When I was at the beach,
no mosquitoes.
No, the most mosquitoes.
Really?
Yes, but they were different. Okay, so when you get bit by a mosquito up here, you get a bump, right? You get the itchy bump, and it sucks. Everyone hates it.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Down there at the beach, you get a mosquito bite, no bump. You just have mosquitoes biting you. It looked like a bloodbath one day. Like I was killing so many mosquitoes on my leg. There's blood everywhere. No bumps, no scratchies, none of it.
That's wild.
I don't know what the difference is. It's kind of weird. I just don't know what the use of these fucking shit animals, these insects.
It's all part of like the food chain for other things, but like
if you can reduce it down to where like, yeah, I can see that, like keep them here.
Oh, I want them to all die. Like I'm not arguing with you.
But you're saying like they feed the birds. Which birds?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody has an answer for me.
Like can we do without them? Probably so.
I want them not to be a thing anymore.
Like there cannot be enough bats to eat all these mosquitoes.
Absolutely not. I don't see a bat one right now.
I would love to have a whole flock of bats come down here and just clean us out.
That's a cool band name.
Flock of bats.
Flock of bats.
Do bats? Is it a flock? Is it a herd? Is it a
murder?
That's crows.
Yeah, I know, but like to me, like a murder of bats.
A coffin of bats.
Coffin of bats.
That's a metal name right there.
We can Google it.
You got to put it in that stupid font though that nobody can read.
Yeah, all just crazy. Shout out to the bands that still use the weird font that every band uses. The weird Johnny Pecker font.
Oh, the cowboy font?
Yeah, I really
At least you can read it.
Yeah, no, I'm not making fun of it, but I think it's really dope that people still use that font after everybody ever who's ever done any band.
I think it's gone full circle enough now to where like you can get away with it again because
it's kind of cool now again. Yeah. Look at us, we're doing something crazy.
It's like hipsterish kind of, but not hipsterish. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like I'm gonna wear a Carhartt and then I'm gonna go to the park and skateboard.
I wish people would stop wearing Carhartt as a fashion thing.
Yeah, it just makes it too expensive to afford for the people that need it.
Because I like wearing Carhartt, and I can't because I can't afford it anymore. Because Kylie Jenner farted on one time, and everybody wants to be a part of it.
All right, you got anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. I'm thinking about it.
We answered the questions.
We
talked about last
You're worried about the 1 hour mark, aren't you?
No, I don't care. We answered the questions. We talked about the shows.
Yeah.
We do have a show next month on September 28th.
At Chop Shop.
At Reno's Chop Shop.
Which is exciting, dude.
That's gonna be a fun time. That's a cool place.
I'm excited for the hang.
Yeah.
Like fucking let's show up a little early.
We gotta go eat a serious pizza.
Yeah.
Because it's right down the road, and it's the best pizza.
There's also not Fuzzy Taco, Velvet Taco.
Yes.
That place is Bananas.
Well, Sirius is open till 2, so maybe we go pre-show
Fuzzy.
to Velvet,
Velvet.
and then after the show we walk down to Sirius and grab a slice.
Dude, I'm down for whatever. Me and Dennis have had this conversation. We like hanging out at weird places. Like, we don't want to be home. I mean, Dennis wants to be home, of course, but like he also likes not being at home.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, just like all our shit. Share it.
Find us everywhere. We're on the things.
Yep, we're on all the things. Hey, shout out Preston. This is your name on a podcast.
Go Preston.
Go Preston.
Congratulations. You
did
it. Hey, Dad.
We made it. We made it.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Kisses.
Be nice to each other. It means a lot.
Still 1 hour, dude. We cannot get away from it.
We'll just let it linger.
Hold on. We're going to make it this time. Eat my ass. We're going to make it. Boom. Kiss my butthole.